Listen, God is calling, through the word inviting, offering forgiveness, comfort, and joy.
We have deep roots here, and we've seen lots of changes.
It's important as Christians to take seriously how the Spirit is moving in the lives.
Passing on the faith.
Passing our faith and our traditions, our experiences and stories on to other generations, but also listening to their stories as well.
You know, I've never met anybody who couldn't teach me something.
I think this is slobber and some bubbles.
Open one's ears, close one's mouth.
Keep your ears open, your mouth shut.
Well, we find some of our grandchildren speak so fast, we have to ask at least the second time, sometimes the third time.
Listening is always challenging.
You gotta be a good listener.
What does that mean?
Use your
eyes to listen. That's part of your body. It's acknowledging that different generations have different different inputs.
What was that, Matt?
Making sure everyone's opinions are heard.
What we older people, older guys have is togetherness.
Would they be interested in our ideas as much? You have to keep moving forward, you can't go backwards.
Older generation has a lot to give to us in terms of wisdom, and we're wise to listen instead of.
My brother's in college now, and just like listening to his experiences from the outside has given me a different perspective when I was there.
The younger generation that largely means learning to listen to people of older generations.
I think learning or respecting opinions from all ages.
Listen to both voices, from the new and from the old.
There's some real wisdom that comes from those that have experienced life ahead of us.
Valuing the voice of all ages.
enrichment. I find it very enriching to hear from all generations.
What I've found over the years is young people have a lot of good ideas.
As a youth, like, you always feel like you can learn a lot from the older generations, but I think you also have, they can learn some things from you, or they can remember things that they might have forgotten.
The important part of listening to the other generations is to realize that each generation will probably have a different perspective on things.
The most important thing is just to take the time to listen.
Being willing to listen to people who differ from you.
Listening to things that other generations have to say that are different from yours.
To be able to listen to different viewpoints without being judgmental.
When you know their stories, when you understand some of their perspective and where they've come from, it helps.
I think it's really important to have opportunity to share. And even if it has to be, like created opportunities, I think.
Sometimes the things they tell us about the way they're doing things differently, and we sometimes say, oh my.
And to be open to what they have to say, even though at the time you might not agree with that, or you would think that.
Trying some new things.
I think each of us from each generation is probably has a unique set of experiences.
Older folks have to offer us is kind of that place of being mentors there, kind of synthesizing all of that.
To me, that was a great thrill to sit there and listen to these voices beside me, thinking this is the new generation.
And using that to go forward into the future.
Incredible wisdom and wealth of experience from all our age groups. We can learn from children and we can learn from our older folks.
I'm not sure how to answer that, but I know it has to be a very positive.
God is calling, through the word inviting,